Good morning. I decided I'd read a story too. You're going to get two things from me today. The story today is about a little mouse named Frederick. But what the story is really about is using your imagination and your ability to see pictures just using your brain and the words of someone who thinks a lot about big ideas. This book has a lot of words in it, so I'm going to read it and show you the pictures. The other thing I want you to notice when you're looking at the pictures is that Mr. Leoni, Leo Leoni, who wrote the book and made the pictures, made them out of paper that he tore with his fingers or cut with his scissors. So you'll see that the ears on the mice are torn paper and the tails are made from cutting and the rocks and the other things. Well, you just take a look at the pictures when I hold up the book, okay? Frederick by Leo Leoni. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. See all the rocks in the wall? I'm going to tip the computer down a little bit so you can see better. And in that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, was a chatty family of 5 little mice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a butterfly. But the farmers had moved away, and the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They worked day and night, all of them except Frederick. Do you know anybody who doesn't work at cleanup time sometimes? I think that was Frederick. Frederick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Frederick. I gather the sun's rays for the cold, dark winter days ahead. You see the sun up there in the sky? Look how the yellow corn is the same color as the sun. And when they saw Frederick sitting up there on the rock staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gathered the colors," answered Frederick simply, "for wintertime is gray." Oh, look, they're loading nuts up into their house. I wonder what colors Frederick is seeing. And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh no, I'm gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. Oh man, I wish it had snowed a little bit this winter for us. Wouldn't that have been fun? I bet snow makes it hard for mice. You know, they have to dig little tunnels underneath the snow. They're so short, they can't walk on top of it lots of times. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the field mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. And they were one happy family. Look at all the things they have to eat. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. I bet they were tired of being stuck inside, kind of like you guys maybe feel, being stuck at home without your friends. And then they remembered what Frederick had said about the sun's rays and the colors and the words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked him. Oh yeah, there's Frederick. They're all looking at him, wondering what he has to say. "Close your eyes," said Frederick, and he climbed up on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow?" And Frederick spoke of the sun, and the 4 little mice suddenly began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice, or was it magic? He used his words to describe how the sun felt so warm and golden and yellow, and they felt it. Can you close your eyes and feel how warm the sun feels? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said. And when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies, and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves on the berry bushes, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. They've got their eyes closed and they're using their imaginations, and they're seeing all the colors of spring and summertime. "And the words, Frederick?" Frederick cleared his throat and waited a moment, and then, as if he were on stage, he said, "Who scatters the snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather, and who makes it nice? Who grows the 4-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky. 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with cold little feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." And the little field mouse said, "Frederick, you are a poet." And Frederick blushed and said, "I know it." I know Mr. Welsh likes to teach you guys poems. Have you been saying your Shel Silverstein poems for your mom and dad? Maybe if you guys run out of things to talk about, you can do some poems with your family and keep them happy and using their imaginations like Frederick did. Sometimes when there's not enough to do, you really have to use your brain to think of interesting things to try out. Sometimes there's nobody to play with and nobody to talk to, so you have to do it yourself. Practice that, will you? Practice figuring out what you want to do and then getting all the things that you need to do it. Whether it's drawing a picture or making up a story or building yourself a fort from the sofa cushions or playing with Legos and inventing a new machine. Sometimes it's really fun and satisfying to do it all by yourself. So give it a try, all right? I'll be back tomorrow with some more stories and maybe another science experiment. If you can get some really dirty pennies and some vinegar and some salt, I'll show you a cool trick about how to polish up your pennies so they're shiny and new. Have a great day. I'm going to check my email and talk to your folks on the phone. I'm thinking about you and I love you so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.